The Guardian now, and left-wing people have, for some reason, suddenly decided that closing people's bank accounts is bad, Jonathan.
It's weird that, isn't it? Everyone's a communist until they start a Patreon account or something. Right. Gina Miller voices fear for democracy over closure of her party's bank account. So the anti-Brexit campaigner Gina Miller has said, "We don't have a functioning democracy if new political parties cannot access banking services," after she was told her own party's account would be closed. So her party, which is called the True and Fair Party, that's a great name for a party. That's like calling your
It's better than the evil and corrupt party.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like calling your babysitters the nun-diddler community. I don't know. It's not a good name. But she has basically said that she has been denied from multiple banks the opportunity to open a bank account. Most recently, it came with, I want to say Monzo. It was Monzo, yeah. And apparently, she couldn't have an account because they don't do political parties. But her whole argument is, well, how can a dissenting or a new political party ever run if they can't get a bank account?
Yeah, when I was involved with Reclaim, another political party, I mean, it was an absolute nightmare getting banking. And obviously, political parties need banking. You need, you need somewhere to put the money and pay for, your campaign stuff.
But this is, I think, a far more interesting story because. First of all, it's a libertarian question. Should a bank be forced to open up accounts for people? And it's not like the Nigel Farage story where she was basically banned because they didn't want political parties there.
Yeah.
Any political party. Where Nigel Farage was because of what he said.
Yeah.
And
it was his specific opinions, and they were spying on him. Yeah. And also with Nigel Farage, they leaked. They were indiscreet with his information, which is a huge breach of data confidentiality.
Right. And that was with NatWest. I think we need to keep in mind, because there's another story about the Bud Light situation, that NatWest, I don't want to focus on this, but NatWest needs to be punished. They need people. I have stopped banking with NatWest.
Well, that's not punishment. I mean, somebody else is going to give you
liability.
Okay, I had an account, but I never use it. Right. But there was no money in it. But can I just say one thing that's, I think, very interesting, is that Gina Miller's been dogging Nigel Farage.
Oh, that's what that sentence was going to go. I thought it was just going to be a full stop after that.
Am I allowed to say that?
I don't know how you found out either. Did you turn up in a car park?
I think she
That's how I was conceived.
Because she was an anti-Brexit person, basically following Nigel Farage. And I think she saw Nigel Farage getting a lot of attention from this, and she thought, oh, I got attention too, let me speak out.
Well, also what's interesting about this is when Nigel Farage, when he was debanked, all the left-wing people were gleeful, they were ecstatic on Twitter. They didn't care about the principles of somebody having access to such a basic service that's required for day-to-day life. They couldn't get enough of it. They thought it was brilliant. When Gina Miller was debanked, Nigel Farage and everybody on the right came out and said, no, this is terrible. And that's because people on the right have got principles.
Oh.
We've got principles as well as money to put in bank accounts. Anyway,